What is going on, guys? It's your boy Slick, and today we're going to be talking about the VB1002. Now, this is a French heavy fighter, tier 4, 4.7 BR. Actually, I don't know if it's tier 4. It must be, because it's the last thing before the jet. So it's a tier 4. It gets pulled up into Narval battles all the time, and I figured it'd be a fun plane to test out some new styles and stuff for the YouTube channel. I like the breakup of a video. You watch an iDubbbz video and he'll break videos up and stuff like that. So I like that kind of transition screen. I think it's a way better, thing to keep me on track. And if I do that, hopefully the content in the videos will be less cluttered, less clumsy as it was before, but I can still get my opinion across in like the non-bullshit manner I want to get across. So we're going to start this video. We're going to break the plane down into 4 categories. I'm going to tell you what I think about it, and you guys let me know in the comments how you feel about this plane. So let's get right into it. Speed is only one part of what makes a plane, but in this case it's pretty important. To be talked about later on in the video about maneuvering and stuff, this plane doesn't handle too well. So speed is your biggest factor. Getting to the top end speed, this plane is pretty bad at acceleration. It's pretty bad at climbing. The engines are pretty powerful, I would assume. It has 2 of them. But the plane is so heavy around it with so many guns, so much ammunition for these guns. Look how big this plane is. I'll throw a picture up on the screen of this plane next to a Yak 3. It is literally 3 times the size, and it is a monoplane that is the size of like an Me-410. It's incredible. So this plane is huge, and yeah, it can get going when it's in a dive. Like any heavy object, it will get going fast, especially with 2 engines propelling it. So when you climb, you have to take a long time to climb. That's something to be noted. So side climbing is the key for this plane. And then on top of side climbing, whenever you dive, you can't lose that energy. You will lose your energy within 1 turn, so you can't throw your speed away. You need to keep your speed in this aircraft. Make sure you come out from an altitude and side climb. It is not a like first responder type aircraft. It's not a 109. It can't just go down and do whatever it wants. It needs to take time to set up for the battle. So take that into account. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. The only reason I started to play this plane, I spaded it with the gold that I got on patch day, is because it has 10 guns. I was so appealed by the fact that this thing has 6 50 cals and 420s. It's a combination of my favorite things: cannons and cannons. I love 420s. What can I say on the plane? Jokes aside, the 50 cals and sirens, yeah, I know. This plane's dangerous when you're on the receiving end, I'm telling you. But you saw during this background footage how easily it kills planes. The 420s are Hispanos. It's like using a Griffin Spitfire. Maybe a little less. Maybe a Mark 9 with 2 cannons. A VB Trop, if you will. And then you put a Mustang next to it. How can you go wrong? You can't. It is absolutely amazing. Now, getting the plane into position to use the guns is the real problem, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. The 650 cals I like to run universal on, and the Hispanos I like to put air targets on, or stealth. I don't remember. I think it's air targets. If they don't have air targets for these belts, then I use stealth. And the reason I use that is just so I can hit with the 50 cals, and usually when you're hitting with 50 cals, you'll be hitting with the cannons. The 50 cals travel a little bit faster, but I have to always compensate for them, so I figured that's the give or take. I'm already having problems. I recorded this part and I didn't record it. I'm not used to doing this much audio for one video. But maneuvering. So I was stumbling around with what I was trying to say with the guns. Basically, the plane, you need to get shots on target, and the plane doesn't like to maneuver to do that. So picking the best ammo loadout for whatever you like is beneficial. I would suggest you guys test around with it. I don't really know what I use, and it's hard to explain. I can't really give you guys an opinion on rounds because I've sparked with everything, it feels like. So I don't know that magic round yet. If you guys know it in the comments, let me know for the magic round. But maneuvering. This plane flies a lot like an old P-47, like the P-47 before they added G-suits and high-octane fuel and all this crazy stuff with air starts. The P-47 used to fly really, really bad. It was a very heavy plane. This plane flies like that. It's very heavy. It doesn't like to turn unless it's a random occurrence. I feel like it turns whenever it wants. It's pretty crazy. And, you know, you have to try to get above and play the long game. This is a very patient plane to fly. You can't just go in and kill a bunch of people. You have to just kind of sit back, let the battle unfold, pick and choose your fights really well, and if you don't, you're going to die. That's the best thing that can be said. Part of the issue, and I'll talk about when I'm going through the overview of the plane, is just the teams. So you have to really play unselfish in this plane. It's an unselfish plane. It benefits from you helping team out and baiting for your team. And that's just kind of a problem in War Thunder in general. So planes like this aren't going to be played out as much, in my opinion. The turning, I'm trying to go back to the maneuvering. Roll rate isn't too impressive either. Rudder is not too impressive. And like I said, it turns when it wants. It's usually around 500 kph, I would say, 500, 600. It can turn pretty fast. The flaps aren't too bad. And you can kind of hit the flaps a little bit. I was getting to the point way too soon. I had to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm not used to using this structured format, but I like this plane. I think that it's a good plane when used properly, but the biggest problem is matchmaker and meta right now, I think. A ton of people like to just climb straight in, get into dogfights, not really help their team out, not play smart, at least on the Allied teams, from what I've noticed. I don't know if it's because everybody's grinding French planes or people are just idiots. It's been a while. I've played a lot of War Thunder. Allied teams have always seemed to be bad, and you know, it's no surprise that they've been dying really fast today, yesterday, and the day before, and probably will in the future. So this plane, I would recommend only to people who are flying out with friends who you can trust and kind of get some work done. I think if me and Oxy were in a type combo where he was in, you know, a French plane that was faster, or even a British or American plane, and I was in this, I think we could make something work really well. But when I'm playing with random people, it's hit or miss if a plane like this is going to do well. So most people probably stick to fighters that are, you know, reliable. And I wouldn't urge you to do anything different. I think if you guys are grinding and you don't want to have a miserable experience 90% of the time to get an amazing experience 10% of the time, then you should probably just kind of skip this plane, maybe try it out a bit, see if it's for you. And if you don't like it, I mean, I don't blame you. So that's been your boy Slick. I hope you guys enjoyed the comprehensive overview of the VB 1002. I had fun making this video. It's something new for me. I think it's cool to, you know, kind of test the waters with new content. It's not necessarily new, but it's just being more grown up and mature about the situation. I think it's time for the videos to kind of mature a little bit. Age like wine, not like what age is bad? Milk? Yeah, you don't want to be chunky. No chunks. So let me know if you guys like this style in the comments down below. Also talk to me about the VB and if you like it or not. Is the other one good? I haven't really flown the 10C too much. It should be lighter. It still has 420s, so maybe that's the mix of what I need. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in axe and sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks.